Hi everyone, so I wanted to talk to you guys today about bracing for your compound lifts. This was your most voted subject for the first Form Friday. So yeah, Form Friday, we're basically talking about how we can make sure that you are ticking all of the boxes for making sure that your form is not going to hurt you in your lifts. Okay, so let's get into it. So bracing, let me first tell you what it isn't before I tell you what it is. It is not sucking in your rib cage and trying to squeeze your belly button into your spine. Okay, so it's not that. We're not trying to suck ourselves up. We're not trying to squeeze just our abs either. So even though we say brace the core, remember that your core is all of the way round. So it's like we're like a tree trunk, okay? So remember that you're not just trying to squeeze just the abs at the front, okay? So what it actually is, I like to envision that bracing the core is like you're in a barrel, okay? You're in like a big barrel, and you are trying to create pressure by pressing out into that barrel, okay? So like at a 360 degree, what's the word? Circle, let's just say. So we're breathing out from up here, here, here and here. Okay, so we're pushing out. So when you're breathing in, you think about breathing out into those areas so that you're kind of like making yourself big in this barrel. It's called intra-abdominal pressure. Another good way to visualize it is where, have you ever tried crushing a can when it's closed? It's actually really difficult, and that's because of the pressure inside of that can. But then once you open it up and you spill the drink out of the can, you can then crush it really easily. Okay, so I want you to kind of think about that a little bit, on how to create that pressure in your stomach. Now there's a really nice way, in your core, sorry, not your stomach. There's a really nice way to practice this, and you need to go on the floor. So hopefully you can still hear me. You want to go all of the way down, feet up, okay? And then think about those points. You're pressing up as much as you can, and then pressing down into the ground. So you should not be able to fit your hand, or there's no like air underneath your back. So I will just sort of do a few repetitions here. You can put your hands like on those points, pressing in. As you breathe in, breathe out. So as you're breathing in, you're trying to create all of that pressure and touching the floor and moving up into the belly. So once you've done a few repetitions of that, you should be able to get a good idea of what bracing is. But that's the first part. The second part is actually what I just call the flex. Okay, so once you've created that pressure, you don't just have this like here, you need to now flex. And I think about your lower rib cage and your hip. You're trying to meet them together, and that's how you flex. You don't actually bend, you don't actually like flex the spine at all. It's just that movement. So breathe in, create the pressure, flex. Okay, practice that. Once you get the hang of it, it becomes second nature when you're actually at the bar, or when you're setting up for a deadlift. When you're at the bar, take yourself out, then you do your brace, and then you're ready to squat. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. If you've got any questions, just let me know. Cool.